The opinions, beliefs, and viewpoints expressed by the heathen at this podcast do not necessarily reflect the opinions, beliefs, and viewpoints of the Jake and Kevin Studios. That being said, strap in and enjoy the ride.
And the people at Sandy Hook are they wanna take my money from. They caused this hoax, and they knew that I was gonna react, and they're gonna take my money, and they're gonna use it to turn the fucking frogs gay. They're making the fucking frogs gay, and they're using $965 million of my hard-earned American dollars, and they're gonna rebuild the Twin Towers, and they're gonna fill it with a bunch of gay frogs. They're gonna rebuild the Twin Towers in the studio that they filmed the moon landing, and they're gonna blow up the Twin Towers by crashing a bunch of gay frogs into them.
Did you guys see the Alex Jones verdict? Welcome back to the heathenistic hell ride. This is the very first heathenistic hell ride not filmed in a dangerous scenario of me driving rapidly through the streets of Chicago suburbia. So let's give it up. Thank you. The Alex Jones verdict. So if you don't know who Alex Jones is, he's the guy who says that they're turning the frogs gay. That he's the crazy conspiracy theorist guy who I guess is like this like super far right guy, but wasn't always, but is like best friends with Donald Trump, so they hate him. And to sum it up, I guess after the tragic Sandy Hook shooting, he had this whole spiel about how the whole thing was a hoax, and they, for whatever reason, it was a hoax by whoever to like make it so that, I don't know, there's better there's more gun control. And he was calling the victims and the victims like parents and families, crisis actors who were going on the news and being sad about kids dying. So they came together as a collective and sued him. And the court ruling was that he was to pay out $965 million. That's millions and 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 millions of dollars in collective to these families. That's a lot of money. I think it was like defamation case, because like he was pretty much just calling them liars, and not only was he calling them liars, but then their actual kids died. I mean, that's a bold claim. Like, it's one thing to say, like, if you get robbed and you're just like, oh dude, this guy's lying, he's an actor. But like, there was like not really any harm, but that's pretty fucked up. No, I've seen some podcasts with Alex Jones on it, and he's an absolute crazy guy. And he just has some like absolutely insane conspiracy theories. That's pretty fucked up. But $965 million. I don't know how much money he makes, but I'm sure like it's gonna be one of those things where he's just like paying them out for until he dies. I think that's what like Jordan Belfort's still doing, right? Does anybody know? No one knows, right? I'm pretty sure Jordan Belfort still owes money. I mean, I think he's fine. Like, I don't think it's like, you know what? Here's how it is. if you owe millions or billions and billions and billions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, like, they don't just, like, every cent you make, they don't just take it away from you. I'm sure that it comes up with, like, some sort of payment plan. That's how I would do it, at least. Jordan Belfort, money owed. Well, now, I guess technically I can kind of look stuff up. Jordan Belfort was convicted of security fraud and money laundering. After spending 2 years in jail, he was ordered to pay back $110 million of his $200 million fortune to the 1,500 clients he swindled. Years later, Belfort is still paying off that debt. Yeah. Because, yeah, if you're... I'm not saying... Well, yeah, if you're a smart businessman, you can maybe finagle a deal where... Instead of paying all $110 million right now, what if I just pay $1 million a year? And then we'll figure it out at the end. Yeah. Oh my God. I just thought of this. Did you guys see in recent news, a member of the San Antonio street gang known as the Blue Blood Gang viciously gunned down teenager in fast food parking lot? The Blue Blood Gang, also known as the San Antonio Police. There was this video of like a cop coming up to like a car sitting in a fast food parking lot, and he opens the door, and there's a kid in there just scarfing down a hamburger. And it's in the middle of the night, and as soon as he opens the door, the kid looks so scared. And like the cop just freaks out. He sees the kid eating the hamburger, he's like, "Show me your hands!" And the kid freaks out, like closes the door, puts the car in reverse, and starts driving away. And the cop absolutely lights him up. And apparently the kid was last I heard, he's in critical condition, which is fucked up. The cop got fired, but that's crazy. Oh, God damn it. There you go, guys. I'm not changing it. This is a low budget podcast, all right? That's how we do it here over here in the heathenistic HELLRIDE. We keep it low budget. I'm recording this in the morning. I just woke up from a crazy dream. Here's what I've been doing. I'll read you guys a couple of dreams because you guys deserve it. I missed last week's episode. We're gonna make this one a banger. We're gonna make this one pimpin', all right? So here's what I've been doing. I don't have a lot of dreams, or I don't remember a lot of dreams. So when I wake up and I remember that I had a dream, I immediately open up this note I have in my iPhone, and I write down as much as I can remember the dream in just like an incoherent stream of what I can remember, a stream of consciousness. So here's the dream. The dream is titled Nuke. And this, I'm just going to read it verbatim. This is the fun part. I read them verbatim, and the best part is, like, since I'm still in the sleepy time state when I wake up and write these, if I go back like a couple months later, I don't remember them at all. So it's just, I obviously remember this one, I just wrote it, but I'll do this one, and then we can go through another one that I don't remember, and it'll be fun for both of us. For all of us, not both of us. There's more than obviously there's more than one person listening to this, because if there wasn't, I don't know what I would do. If people don't appreciate my art, that would make me so angry. Dream's called Nuke. We lived in a military base. Me, Jim, and David. I built a nuke and launched it at a city we could see across the island. It absolutely annihilated the whole city. I was only worried I was going to get caught and told them not to fucking tell a soul about this. We went to a mall, and I was scared people were going to find out it was me, and I made up a story that we should say that we felt an earthquake before it happened, and that's what destroyed the whole city. End of dream. This dream's called Fuck Mexico. I don't remember this dream. Fuck Mexico. We're on vacation in Mexico. Ryan, Dave, Tori, Sarah, Mallory. Other guys, I have no clue who. We're staying in a house. Every so often, these cartel guys come around and we have to hide. One moment we're playing drinking games and not paying attention, and a van pulls up and takes one of the guys we're with. Then later, another van pulls up and orders 3 random guys in at gunpoint. We are very scared now. We're hiding in the house. We hear a knock at the door and it's the cartel. They ask for me. They just had a question about something stupid and they leave. End of dream. These aren't very good. Alright, this is the last one. It's called Murder on My Mind. Dream starts and I'm hiding a body with someone by bagging it up and throwing it into a swimming pool. The rest of the dream is me trying to live a normal life at school, thinking that I'll be caught at any moment, and the only thing that took my mind off it was talking to my friends. Okay, now I'm just starting to realize that these dreams are kind of fucked up, and I might have something on my mind that I'm guilty about. I don't know what it is, but a lot of my dreams are just me being scared or me being worried that someone's going to find out that I did something horrible. Let's try to figure out what I did horrible, because honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's something I'm going to do. I've been doing this new thing where I'm trying to not lie. Like every morning when I'm walking to work, I think to myself, we're not going to lie today. And here's what a lie is, in my mind. Like, you can lie for jokey joke. You can lie for jokey joke. Like, hey, you want some C-nut brittle? And they open it up and like spring snakes fly out. That's not a lie. A lie is something like when you like, obviously you tell a lie, but I mean, I think of lies at the worst, obviously, when you're like trying to lose responsibility for something. Like you're trying to like you're trying to get responsibility or accountability off you. Like, I don't want that responsibility. Get it away from me. So that's, for example, like if I come into work late one day and I'm like, you guys, you won't believe the day I had. I built a nuke on an island and I launched it at a city, and I was trying to figure out ways to make it seem like it wasn't me who did it. And that's not a lie. No, but if like, let's say I'm telling a story and I'm embellishing, like, oh my God, dude, we were at this bar and there was like 17 guys. And they all just got in a huge brawl, but maybe it was only like 8 guys. That's not a lie. Like, that's just, you're just trying to tell a good story. You're trying to exaggerate. That was a horrible story. Well, was it the last episode where I just ended it terrible with a horrible story? Let's try to get, this is the episode of the stories. Oh, okay. We're talking about lying. So, also I've noticed, so if you guys are fans of this podcast, another podcast I do, another channel I do, then you know that one of my friends, Jake, I mean, I wouldn't call it lying, it's just, when people give us opportunities to go with the flow, I feel like this happens a lot, where someone will just be like, wait, weren't you those two guys who stole that horse in Nashville? And without even like thinking another thought, but the first thought that comes in both of our minds is, yeah, how'd you hear about that? And I don't think that's a lie either. Because I think it's more of like an improv thing. In, like, not to toot our own horns. Honestly, Jake is probably better at this than I am. And I think I learned it from Jake. Not throwing him under the bus. I think it's a cool, fun skill. Not a lot of people can just go with the flow and just make up a whole story for something that they just learned about that's completely false. But, yeah, not to toot our own horn, but I think we're pretty darn good about that. Like, for example, we were on vacation. The vacation was we were in Florida, and it was half of the group was our friends, half of the group was random girls, strangers that we didn't know, except for another one of our friends. So we were trying to get to know them. And I'm walking by, and we're just like in the house, like we're playing beer pong, we're having a good time. And Jake's like sitting down next to these two girls, and I walk past, and he's like, Kevin, have you ever heard of a burrito? And then in my mind, I just immediately know to go like, no, what is that? And then it just like, it turned in this whole thing where the girls got fucking pissed off at us. Not because they thought we were lying to them. Well, it also works when like the people you do this to are particularly dumb. But they're like, you guys don't know about Mexican food? And we're like, well, no, like we know about like, I don't know. Fuck. I just debunked my whole, it just showed how bad I was at it. God damn it. No, but stuff like that, where it's like, you're kind of like, it's like a little improv skit to like somebody who's just dumb as rocks, and you're like, okay, we're gonna take advantage of like maybe their innocence or their naivety, or they're just like absolute dog shit brain, and we're just gonna have a fun time with it. And we're just going to confuse the hell out of them, and maybe we'll let them know, maybe we won't. That's not a lie. And I have no, like, that doesn't hold on my conscience at all. That doesn't make me feel bad. It doesn't even, like, register. It's just like, that's just me goofing. That's just me and Jake goofing. We're just a bunch of goofballs. You can't be mad at us. Look at us. Look at us. I'm just goofing. But what I have noticed is that it's really hard for me to lie, to like do that same thing, but for like an ulterior, nefarious motive. And I think, it's not good to lie, obviously. But I've been having trouble like making up excuses for things, or I don't know, like maybe like lie or like make up like a reason why I haven't done something I was supposed to do, something like that. Which is weird, because I think it's like some sort of subconscious thing in my brain where it's like I know one is for straight goofing, and it's an involuntary reaction. Like if me and Jake were on the phone, we're talking about, hey, we should hang out. And then another one of our friends calls Jake, and Jake's like, okay, I'm going to add him to the call. And I say, okay. And I don't know if you guys know too much about like iPhone, like conference connect calling, but it's really fucking stupid where if somebody adds you to an existing phone call, it doesn't tell you, it just pretends like they answered the phone like nothing happened. So Jake adds this friend to the call, and the friend says, hey motherfucker, what are you doing? And then I just say, I don't know. And the guy was like, hey, put your brother on the phone. So immediately I know, okay, this guy thinks I'm Jake's little brother. So I go, and I just start doing like Jake little brother noises and stuff, like, woo, like, Doogie. And then he's like, dude, where's your brother? And then I start talking in my normal voice. And that's when this guy gets fucking really confused. He's like, wait, Kevin, why are you there? And then I'm talking to him. And he's like, Kevin, how are you with Jake? And whatever. And then like the guy gets like confused and frustrated and hangs up. And then like Jake this whole time is silent. And then we just start cracking up. That like doesn't even like register, but like as soon as I need to lie about like being late for something or why I didn't do something, it just like I like feel like something creep into me. We're like, you better this is dog shit what you're about to say, and it just feels bad. So I don't know what that is, but pretty much what I'm saying is that I'm a good person at heart, at my core. And because I'm a good person, we need to stop them.
We need to stop them from turning the fucking frogs gay. These crisis actor frogs.
All right, well, I don't know. Oh. You know what I had recently? A Culver's burger. For all you guys listening out there, if you don't enjoy yourself a Culver's burger every 1 to 3 months, you're missing out. I truly think, after having this Culver's burger, that Culver's might have one of the best burgers in fast food. Or fast casual. Culver's would be... Is Culver's fast food or fast casual? Like, we wouldn't put Culver's in the same vein as McDonald's or Wendy's, would we? Like, Culver's isn't in McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King. It's more of like Chick-fil-A, like In-N-Out, Five Guys. In-N-Out, like, fucking never had In-N-Out. Culver's burgers rule. Culver's burgers rule. You know what is on the opposite end of that? Subway. Subway fucking sucks. I don't like Subway. Subway always gives me a tummy ache. And the thing is, like, I feel so unsatisfied whenever I eat a Subway sandwich. Because, like, I look at it, and it's, like, 4 millimeters of meat, and then it's, 18 centimeters of lettuce, and then it's just, like, a giant thing of bread. Same as Jimmy John's. I'm sick of these sandwich places who just have, like, huge bread, and then they skimp on the actual sandwich stuff. Like, you know who does it right? Jersey Mike's.
Hey, forget about Subway. Forget about Jimmy John's, Papa John's, Little John. I don't care. Come over to Jersey Mike's. You can get a sandwich Mike's way. Yeah, come on. Come get a sandwich Mike's way.
Oh, I had this sandwich. We went to this place called Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder. It was like one of those like cute little top 5 places to go in Chicago. Top 5 places I wish I could go to the first time in Chicago. So we went there, and like this is the place that's famous for pizza pot pies and then whatever an oven grinder is. Going in there, I didn't know. Turns out an oven grinder is just an enormous sandwich, and it was fucking delicious. So if anybody listening to this goes to Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder, you can get the pizza pot pie. I didn't try it. It looked okay. My friend said it was okay. I got the oven grinder, the sandwich, amazing, huge. It was fucking Mike's way, dude. You go to Chicago Pizza Oven Grinder, you don't get the pizza pot pie. You say, hey, give me an oven grinder, make it Mike's way. Well, it was delicious. It was stacked as far as the eye can see with salami, prosciutto. I don't know. I actually don't remember. Capricola, gabagool. No, you know what the thing is? That sandwich made me realize how underrated tomatoes are. A good tomato, it had this, I can only describe it as a beautiful, 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 beautiful tomato slices in the sandwich. And every time I bit into it, like the bread was like toasty. The bread was toasty. The cheese, the salamis, the meats were savory, salty. They had like, it was buttered, it was savory, it was salty. And I was starting to think, oh, this might be a little bit too savory, salty for me. It might be a little bit too crunchy, savory, salty, toasty for me. But then, out of nowhere, riding on a beautiful red, juicy stallion, emerging from the smoke of the battlefield of the salt and the toast and the savory, comes this amazing tomato, just juicy and refreshing. And it was just an explosion of just yummy, yummy goodness in my mouth. And this is the first, like, usually, when I was a kid, I hated tomatoes. I would take tomatoes out of my sandwich. I was like, fuck these tomatoes. And then, slowly, I was like, whatever. Tomatoes are all right. Like, tomatoes are just, like, they're like más o menos. Like, I could have them, I could not. Who cares? Like, I don't care. Like, a tomato could go die for all I care. I don't really care. It's like that city I nuked in my dream. Like, I don't really care as long as I don't get caught. Like, I'll take this tomato, I'll roof it right now. Dude, roofing things is so funny. Like, if you really think about it, you're just like, you know what? Fuck this stupid thing. And you just take it and just throw it as high as you can onto someone's roof. I don't know why that's so funny. If you're out with your friends and or be careful with this one. If you're out with your friends or a group of people that you're trying to impress, if you find the right time and the right object. Now, don't like roof someone's phone, but like, I don't know. And I don't know. But if you want to like get a quick laugh, you like just like make a big deal about the thing in your hand and then just turn and throw it on a roof. It has to be like a high roof. It can't be like a ranch house roof, like a 1-story roof. You'd be like, okay, well, why the hell did you do that? It has to be like a roof, like an elementary school roof. If you fucking launch the thing on there, everyone will laugh. It's so funny to throw things on roofs. But as I was saying, this beautiful, gorgeous tomato just comes emerging out of the depths of all this salty, toasty, savory goodness and just grabs me by the hand and just guides me to the salvation of deliciousness. You know what it was? It was scrumdiddlyumptious. It was a scrumdiddlyumptious tomato. And I'm not fucking around.
Get in the van! Get in!
Enjoy your spaghetti. You're very rude. It seems like I've run out of things to talk about. But now, since we're not driving in a car at 90 miles an hour, we're in my cushy basement room in a dingy apartment. Now we can look stuff up. Let's look up something to talk about. Iran denies Russia helping Russia and Ukraine. Skip. I feel like everyone kind of stopped talking about Ukraine. Like, Ukraine was a big deal. Now it's nobody really even. I don't really hear about Ukraine no more. And apparently it's fucking going down in Ukraine. Dude, they should call Ukraine the DMs because it's going down in the DMs of Ukraine. Dude, Russia is dropping bombs in the DMs of Ukraine right now. Is Russia canceled? You know what? Fuck Russia. I uploaded a YouTube video to this channel. It was titled A Month of Rainbow, and it was me and my friends having a fun time on Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. And maybe we were having a little bit too much of a fun time because we were jamming, listening to music. And I go to post a video, and it says copyright blocked. Countries and regions may not be able to see your video. And my heart sinks. Because, I mean, whatever. So what? I spent a lot of time on the fucking video. But I was like, I really don't want to spend more time. I don't want to, like, take these clips out. I don't want to edit, like, try to edit this music out, whatever. So I'm, like, just praying to God, like, please let this, like, it could be banned in every country. Just let it not be banned in the U.S. so my friends can see this funny video I made. I made a funny video. I want my friends to see it. And I go and click on it. And it was, like, copyright. That video, if you guys haven't watched that video, don't watch it. It's very damning evidence against me and my homies. I just fucked on my homies. You know that Usher song? Yeah. 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 I just fucked on my homies. Yeah, it whatever. Pretty much it had like 7 songs that were copyright stricken. And because of those songs, the video is blocked in Russia. Actually, now that I think about it, it might just be blocked. Videos might just be blocked in Russia. Like, are people watching? If you're out there and you're in Russia right now listening to this, you're like, "До свидания, this is fucking bullshit. You're telling me there's a rainbow video I can't see? You're telling me there's a rainbow video I can't see from Good Squad because of copyright strike. Reach out to me, let me know, and I'll send you a Google Drive link for that video so you can watch it. Because hey, I don't know what Putin's doing over there, fucking around with Ukraine, blowing up bridges for fun, like me and my dream. But if you're out there and you're a homie, and you want to watch some Gooch Squad Rainbow videos of us having a good-ass time, reach out to me. I'll make sure you watch that video. But yeah, who knows what's going on in Ukraine. If you're listening to this to get hot takes on current events, you've come to the right place.
They're turning the fucking frogs.
Oh, this is good. Hell yeah. Ukrainian infrastructure. Biden addresses gas prices, Haiti crisis. Oh, dude, Hurricane Ian. I mean, I know the last video, or the last podcast was titled Wait, did I record that before Hurricane Ian? Because it was titled Produced by Hurricane Tammy Susie Lynn. Yeah, okay, let's talk about that. Don't let Alex Jones hear this, but there may be a podcast of me saying, why aren't there any basic white people names for hurricanes? And then there was a hurricane that came out, and it was a basic white guy's name. Now, I'm not saying that I spoke it into fruition. And there's plausible deniability because I think that podcast came out after Hurricane Ian touchdown. Touchdown. What the fuck were we talking about? Oh yeah, Hurricane Ian absolutely trounced Florida. Put those fuckers underwater. And I got family that lives in Florida. They're okay. They're fine, by the way. Guys, don't worry about my family. They're gonna be okay. But lately I've been like kind of hating on Florida, and this is kind of annoying. Okay, so although I don't really like people who are inherently contrarian, I too find myself seeing if everybody is like sucking the dick of something, I just really want to not like it. Or like, it really depends. Like lately, a lot of my friends have been absolutely sucking Florida's dick. Florida's the best. Florida's the greatest. Florida weather. Florida this. Florida that. Tampa Bay. Tom Brady. Florida. I got bloods in Florida. I got bloods in Florida. I got the broads in Florida. Cancelled. And I'm just like, dude, what's so great about dumb old Florida? I've been to Florida like 12 times, and never once for vacation. And never once was like, Michael, like this is where I call home. Like they're talking about like moving to Florida. They're like, dude, Florida? Like screw wind. If you move solely because of weather, you're a huge pussy. If you move because if you want to move to a place with nicer weather and you're not 45 and older, you're a huge pussy. You have to be 45 and living in dreaded winters before you can move because of weather. Now, if you move for a job, fine. If you move for school, fine. If you move because you just want to like move and experience a new city, experience a new way of life, fine. If you move just because it gets cold, it's so cold and I gotta put on a jacket, I gotta hike my shoulders up and I gotta walk in the wind, and the wind dries out my skin and it gets so cold and I hate it. You're a huge fucking pussy, and honestly, I don't respect you at all. That being said, what were we talking about? Oh, no, yeah. Maybe it's good that I got off track because it was maybe gonna sound like I was glad that Florida got fucked up, but I wasn't. No, that sucks. Obviously, like when people lose their homes, it sucks. Also, the people who like refuse to leave, the fuck was that about? Like there was a lot of people who just did the Jordan Belfort callback thing. Well, I guess it was more of a Wolf of Wall Street. I don't know if he actually said it, but they just fucking were tapping water bottles against their head, saying, "I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving." And then their house gets destroyed, and they're just underwater, floating around with the alligators and sharks that just took over the state. And then people are like, they have nowhere else to go. If someone said, hey, in 36 hours, this area is going to be under 6 feet of water, and there's going to be vicious dinosaurs and vicious dinosaur fish swimming around through your front door, just trying to eat anything they can find, I would just get in my car and drive to Montreal. What? You could just drive away and then not die. You could just drive away and not die. They don't have anywhere else to go. How about to the place where you don't die? How about to the place that is going to have power in 24 hours? That's such a dumbass excuse. They don't have anywhere else to go. Hey, how about Georgia? How about Northern Florida? How about, yeah, okay, well, I was going to say how about Jacksonville, but honestly, I've never been to Jacksonville. I don't know anything about Jacksonville, but when I think of Jacksonville, I just think, God, that place fucking sucks. Maybe it's only because of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know too much about Jacksonville, but I do know that it fucking sucks. You know who's got it worse than Florida right now? Cuba. Because at least in Florida, they got all the help of the U.S. Like, I heard that, like, thousands of linemen are already, like, in Florida. They've been in Florida helping put up the power grid, helping put up, like, the distribution transmission systems, trying to get their infrastructure back. So Florida's going to be fine. Also, there's a lot of money in Florida. I'm not worried about Florida. Florida's going to be fine. Cuba is fucked. Now, do I care about Cuba? No, not really. But Cuba doesn't, like, hey, they burned the U.S. bridge with the Bay of Pigs. They're not getting help from no one. Who's helping Cuba? Russia? Russia's got bigger fish to fry. Cuba's fucked. Cuba lost all power to the whole island. I don't even know how many people died in Cuba. Let's find out. Oh. Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. I searched Cuba death toll Hurricane Ian. The death toll from Hurricane Ian stands at 3 in Cuba. Okay, I take back everything I fucking said. 100,000 homes have been destroyed or damaged. They lost all power. Even if the hurricane killed only 3 people, not having power, you guys would be surprised on how fast not having power for an entire country. Could you imagine if the entire U.S. lost all electric power? Anything power. Even the show. The show power. What if we lost that too? It would be chaos. It would be anarchy within a week. Looting, robbing, stabbings, javelining. There would be trebuchets in the street, launching people's keys onto roofs and people having a fun time. Actually, it doesn't sound too bad. No, but I can't even imagine, like, a bunch of Cubans running around, no power. Hurricane Ian knocks out power in Cuba. It was apocalyptic, says one. What a drama queen. What were we talking about? Florida. I don't like Florida. I don't like Florida because people like it too much. If people like things too much, then I don't. Okay, I like Florida the normal amount. But when people like things too much, it makes me seem like a hater because I like it as much as everyone else should. Florida is an average state, and just because it has beaches, people put it on this fucking pedestal. Fuck a beach. Yeah, fuck a beach. And I also didn't cause Hurricane Ian, if you were wondering. If that was still in your mind, I'm going to put that to bed right now. I think I'm fairly certain that before I recorded the podcast where I was talking about basic white girl hurricane names. No. Yeah, that doesn't even make sense. No, the hurricane was definitely already. Why would I be talking about hurricane? No. I just, dude, I should be a lawyer. Hey, judge. Didn't happen. Yeah. I watched the new Hellraiser movie. I haven't watched any other Hellraisers. Those movies, and I don't know if I will watch the other ones because that movie was fucked up. It was a lot of skin being ripped off bodies, a lot of flesh. And you're saying, like, this is the heathenistic hell ride. Hellraiser is all about heathenistically riding through hell. It's in the name, basically. And you know what? You're right. That's true. I'm gonna be the new Pinhead. I'm gonna be a Cenobite. All I'm gonna do is have sex in hell with all my skin ripped off my body. And you can just see like my striated muscles just gorging around as I just slowly meander and chase innocence through the space-time continuum of the hell labyrinth that somehow we can create at a moment's notice. I will say Hellraiser is a very gory movie. You know what else I started watching? Both on Hulu. If you're like, how do I see this Hellraiser movie? It sounds very heathenistic. You can watch it on Hulu, of course. Another thing on Hulu, better than Hellraiser, is a new show called The Patient, starring Steve Carell. Now, if you're like, Steve Carell, I know that guy. You do know that guy. He's the main star of the hit show, The Office. Very funny show. Very goofy show. If you know Steve Carell, he's very funny. He's very goofy. In this new show, he's not so funny goofy. He's not as funny and goofy and silly goose time as once before. It's like a more serious thing. And I'll give you a quick synopsis. It's pretty much, I'm not ruining anything, and I'm not ruining anything here when I'm coming through. The Patient is about a therapist, and he has this patient. Roll credits. It's about a therapist who has this patient, and he's like this really fucked up dude, and he kidnaps him and forces him to be his like own personal therapist. And I've only watched the first 2 episodes. I've watched the first 2 episodes. The episodes are only like 30 minutes long. Very, very bingeable, very good show so far. I mean, there's 8 episodes in the first season. Watch it. If you beat me to the end, no spoilers. But yeah, you could probably knock the whole thing out in an afternoon. Yeah. All right, guys, we hit the 47 mark. I guess. I mean, hey. We're going to end it here. I made this one. We're going to get back in the swing of things. I'm not in my car. Okay. No. Everyone come back. Everyone come back. Don't click off yet. We're still going. We're still going for another 2 hours. We're not stopping. We ain't stopping. No, I'll end it here. So I really liked recording these podcasts because I got to record them in my car. Now I don't have my car anymore. I threw it off a bridge. No, I just don't have it anymore. I brought it home because now I'm in the city and I'm a city boy now. I'm a city slicker. I'm a little city soy boy. So now, this is me. I don't need a car. I can walk everywhere and take public transportation. Am I regretting it? Yes, but not for the reasons you think. Tune in next week. Tune in at 9 p.m. here at NPR where we dive into why Kevin misses his car. Now, obviously, if you've had a car, you know that a car provides you with a certain amount of freedom where if you like, I want Dunkin' Donuts, you can just go drive to Dunkin' Donuts. Now, I don't have that. Like, I'm not missing out there because if I want Dunkin' Donuts, I can just walk 4 feet and get Dunkin' Donuts. Now you're saying, now you might be thinking, Kevin, that's very specific. You just live by Dunkin' Donuts. But no, realistically, anything that I like really would need or want, I can just walk to. So that's not why I miss my car. I miss my car because when you live in a place where there's humans in your vicinity, you are constricted to a certain amount of civil. Now, there's a funny thing that happens. I feel like it happens to me. It might happen to a lot of people. It might say it in Texas. They might say, I know it's from Tennessee. They might say it in Texas. When I'm in my car, I'm not in civilization. I'm not in public. There's no one around me that exists. I can play music as loud as I want. I can sing, yell, scream songs as loud as I want. Or I can record a podcast and go absolutely off the fucking rails for 30 minutes and just yell about who the fuck knows, girls with raspy voices or girls wearing all the same shit or whatever Whatever sexual frustrations I want to take out on women that day, I can yell it at the top of my lungs. Now, right now I'm sitting in my apartment. I don't know which one of my roommates are home. Could I yell about that kind of stuff? No, because it would be weird. So if you're thinking this, I don't know if I like these new episodes. It's not really the same energy as the driving ones. We're going to figure it out, okay? Maybe it's just going to be something I got to come out of my little comfort zone, and I got to turn not my room. This is a studio. This is a high-level studio, as you can tell by the high production value of this podcast. Look at that. I can change that screen whenever I want. It's a high-level studio. I just got to just sink into the comfort of this and just start yelling, screaming, and shitting and farting, and just having a good old gay frog time.
They're turning the